I've often talked about the community of East Liverpool, Ohio, even on that radio station that is KDKA, because it's near and dear to my heart. I think of old school and that flavor that I remember from so many years ago. And there is a building downtown that is simply called The Vault, and it's open with a wealth of good food, entertainment, great people trying to make a difference, giving young people a brand of their own. And every time I'm here, I always discover something new. So we are in what is known as the boardroom, and this can be yours by simply making a call for a private party. Imagine what this place was like, Coach, back in the day.
Oh, I mean, imagine if this was a restaurant back in the day, you know, in the 90s, whenever we were making the, you know, the Final Four runs. I mean, I couldn't imagine what this place would be like, streaming the game with, you know, Final Four team with Robert Jackson and, you know, Josh Reed and all them running up and down the court. I mean, this place probably would have impacted the brand for sure.
Well, let's go back to the fabulous 50s when the potteries were booming, and a lot of that money was deposited in a bank like this.
Right.
And there was a guy by the name of Lou Holtz, who was just a little scrawny kid who loved the game of football, went to St. Aloysius and was a part of the Fighting Irish there. And then in 1988, his Fighting Irish faced a young man from the City League, Major Harris in West Virginia, and they hoisted the national championship trophy. So tonight, Notre Dame, Penn State, and then a little more flavor for the Buckeye State, Ohio State, and Texas tomorrow. So before we talk basketball, I'm just going to tell everybody, look, I know a lot of people at Penn State. I surely know a lot of people past and present at Ohio State, not really connected to Texas, but I love Notre Dame. So for Digger, Coach Holtz, Regis Philbin, and the list goes on and on, I would love to see Riley Leonard lead the Fighting Irish to the promised land. And Coach Freeman reminds me a lot of this young guy. He's young, passionate, full of life, and he's a great X&O guy. Don't be shocked if the Fighting Irish get a win tonight against Penn State. So your thoughts of those games, then we'll get back to the business.
Yeah, I mean, I think what college football did with, you know, expanding this playoff was huge. I think it was everything that we wanted and more. You know, you can see upsets, but you kind of get to see those teams that have one or two losses that maybe in the past would knock them out, you know, just eliminate them from the playoffs. And, you know, now I think you're getting to see the best of the best. And I think this 12-team playoff is going to be great. I really do.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point as March Madness is?
My basketball side's going to say no.
Oh, you know why? Because there's not enough Cinderella stories.
Right. I mean, it's going to be tough for a 16, 17 seed in a college football to beat a 1 seed. But it can happen. I mean, anyone can lose at any time. I mean, that's how sports work. But I mean, March Madness is big time. So I think it'll be hard to fill that stage. But I mean, college football, I think they're on the right path with this 12-team playoff. I really do.
No doubt, they really are. If you go any place this time of year, it's always good to talk football, but especially when you have the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame in the hometown of Lou Holtz, and it's pretty cool. It really is. Okay, speaking of cool, so the last time we got together, we were talking about Cohen Pease and the big night he had. Now, Nate Burks lights it up. He's got, 11 three-pointers, 35 in all, 17 in the fourth quarter. It was senior night, Oak Glen. You get the win. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this team has just been basically lightning in a bottle all season. We put a lot of work in on the shooting machine. We put a lot of time in just flat out shooting the ball, working on game type shots. And the other night, Nate Burch had the hot hand, and it was cool. It was kind of cool to see the team rally around him. You know, once he hit it 1 or 2, and then you know his 4th and 5th and 6th, like they started to know, like, hey, he's got to be getting close to the record. And they just kept feeding him. And you know, when Nate's hot, there's probably not a better shooter that you can name. I mean, the kid shot 11 for 15. It wasn't like he was 11 for 30 or 11 for 25. He shot an amazing percentage, and special night for him. Happy for him.
So one of the driving forces here, Mandy and I were talking just moments ago, and she was talking about back in the day, her grandparents, WOHI, that connection. I was thinking about Jerry Stovall rolling into town, my late partner, who I love. People like Greg Burbick, no longer here as well. But Bob Kelly is, Bill Montgomery, no longer here. These guys, we were all in. I haven't felt this much electricity with Potter basketball, and this is a fact, since the 90s. So I don't know if it's you promoting, doing the great interview everybody's talking about on YSN the other day. You're always there when I need you, whatever it takes, even if it's the last minute type of thing. You understand, promote. But there's something going on with this basketball program, taking nothing away from anybody who was here in the past.
Right.
but I'm just feeling some juice right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I can't take much of the credit. I mean, these kids are fun to watch. I mean, they're great kids. And I think it started from the ground up. I mean, we had a great kindergarten in-house league that we packed Westgate, with just kindergarten and first grade, and it carries all the way up through our youth program. I mean, our youth program, we have a first grade team, a second grade team, a third grade team. We have a fourth grade team, 2 fifth grades, 2 sixth grades. Our seventh and eighth grade team, they're all great kids. They're fun to watch, and then it just trickled right into the high school level. And obviously, all these people who come before me, coaches and players, we're just trying to build on that foundation. But when it comes to interviews and promoting, I'm just trying to get these kids in front of the spotlight as much as I can because they deserve it.
Well, on the other side of the camera, I just met 2 handsome young men that happen to have the last name Chisholm.
Yeah.
So guess what? Hey, you want to stick around for a little while.
Yeah. Our youth program's in really good hands. I mean, these two are gym rats. They're at the high school every chance they get. They're at St. Al's every chance they get. They're always watching, Potter basketball. They're always playing. And I think their future is really, really bright for the Potter program. I really do.
Talk about what you're doing down at St. Al's.
So I kind of just stumbled into a little relationship with Scott Solar, the team or the company who owns St. Al's, and was using it for kind of some personal use, some training, some camps here and there. But once I got the job, I figured it was a great place for our youth to practice. So right now, 2 through 6, all of our youth teams practice there. They're booked it up Monday through Friday, most of the time from 4 to 8:30 p.m. We got a lot of basketball equipment down there, and it's just a great place for those kids to go and work on their game.
All right, let's get some game action now. Homecoming, Harrison tomorrow. Tell me about that opponent. And it's a big night. Everyone should be at that field house, but you should be here for the football all weekend and get some great food too. This is the only way to be a part of the Potters, by coming here before that game or after that game, but especially homecoming. Go ahead.
Yeah, so tomorrow night we move the JV start up, and JV is going to start at 5 o'clock. So hopefully we can get the varsity game wrapped up. People can get down here for the Ohio State game. But no, Harrison Central, good program. They're playing well right now. We got the best of them down at their place, so I'm sure they're going to want to give us their best shot tomorrow night. But man, I think if we're shooting the ball great right now. Obviously that's no secret, but if we can keep shooting the ball like we are and lock back in on the defensive end, I think we'll be in really, really good shape.
When we come back next week to the ball, we're going to try to do it every Thursday live to tape between 6 and 6:30. It'll be up shortly thereafter on all my platforms. So please share it, like it, and just be involved in the East Liverpool Potter basketball program and the restaurant that is the Ball. Absolutely incredible ambiance. Something for everyone. A lot of family fun. You're out by yourself. You want to watch some sports, or you want to book a party. Mandy, Troy, they can handle everything for you. You're absolutely going to love it here. But next week we'll talk about Creek, and then we'll look ahead to Steubenville Big Red. But here's my question, and I kind of alluded to this earlier as he was chomping on a delicious pizza at the bar, and he did box it up, so he's going to take it home to the family. But when do you make that decision? Because look, I know coaches take it one game at a time. I've been around this game a long time. But down deep, you're always looking to improve. You're always looking to, just see what the future holds. So you got to get some of the young people, even though you don't have a lot of young people. This is a senior-laden team. You got to get them in the lineup a little bit, because everybody gets into the tournament, but it's one and done. So you got to make sure that they can handle it. How do you do that as a coach?
I think you just gotta kind of pick and choose your spots. Obviously there's gonna be some games that you're up by a lot. There's gonna be some games you're down by a lot. But I think a lot of that comes to at practice time. We try not to separate the young guys from the old guys all the time. We like to get them integrated in our practices when we're scrimmaging, when we're playing, but also dressing some of them young guys. I mean, we got a freshman on the bench right now because I know what we're gonna need in the future, and Dre Brown needs to see that, whether he's not playing in the game or not. He's actually there, witnessing that atmosphere. He's in every huddle. He's listening. He's paying attention. And hopefully the JV guys are too. Hopefully they're sitting behind the bench, at the field house when they're right behind the bench in the student section. They can hear everything we say in the huddle. And we all practice together, so everything I say that, our senior guys, our freshman guys are getting too. But no, you're right. Those young guys definitely need that experience, and hopefully we can find some minutes here and there throughout the season to get them, that time on the court, because they do need it.
Well, one thing is for sure, they're headed in the right direction. What they're doing here, great companies like True North and others in the city of East Liverpool, it's really exciting stuff. But the most exciting thing, with all due respect, I saw Chris Rail earlier tonight, so if I hurry, I can maybe grab some of that great grub at Rails for takeout tonight too as well. I love this town, I love the people, the best, the salt of the earth, and any chance I get, no matter how long my day is, to come down here to promote this community, and people like him, and obviously Mandy and Troy, and the Vault, and True North, and the list goes on and on, you can bet your bottom dollar, your Pratt Pack is in it to win it. Till next time, good night from East Liverpool, Ohio. Blue and white forever. Go Pirates.